Hey everyone, Supercell announced a full reset next season, and this means everyone is going to be starting at rank 1 next season. Now, does this mean that we're going to give up on this season? No. In fact, quite the opposite. Because whether you've been compensated or not, we've yet to see what's going to happen at the end. So we'll try our best and have some fun. Today we're going to be picking up Super Warriors, should be really strong with, especially our 130 troop damage, and we'll try a few attacks. Now there's gonna be a couple ways to use Super Warriors. One is to just direct target some engines to take down, and on most 6 engines we're gonna be doing that. Like here, even one Super Warrior can get down this one, just gotta worry about that shock launcher. And usually now with Super Warriors, I like hitting it this way, taking 2 heavy choppers still on the right side for these middle buildings. Either it distracts buildings or helps later on. And then on the far left, some mix of heavy choppers, rifles, and lasers. Most cases I like 2 heavy choppers, 1 clone, and 3 lasers. So we'll do 2 on this side, then get our HC spread out, 1 clone in the middle, and just waiting a few seconds, want to make sure some heavies are out, and then dropping the lasers. We can do Kavan 2 right here, hope there's a good angle with the heavies, and already now starting at least 1 Super Warrior on this side. Again, the angles look pretty good. Do have to watch out for those mines, so maybe 1 critter right now. Otherwise, just let everything go. And our remaining Super Warriors is on the left side. This one is still going to take down that engine. Maybe just 1 second wind, get some other troops going. And you see these heavies are going to be helping out too. Now we got some more GB, so we can even do like 3 Super Warriors right here. All with 1 shock and the critter launcher, cannon, and some of that stuff. And most people do have Grens or lasers in bunkers, so not nearly enough damage to deal with Super Warriors. And here we're just going to do a few more critters on this side. Super Warriors are already working on the top one. And now just 1 last flare over here. So on pretty much the nastiest 6 engine you could have, still getting around 250. So that's a main way to deal with other 6 engines, and taking that win. Still checking one more time, just some troops where you can clear the left side pretty easily. That's why we take more of a meat shield, even clones, because you know you have enough troops right away. And like we said on the right side, especially the engine in the far corner, just 1 should be enough. If there's a critter launcher too, I would still do it. But if there's too many buildings, like maybe a boom cannon, you can do it on that building too. It does a lot of damage anyways. The one thing I would worry about is if there's bombers in bunkers, because in that case, you may want to throw some critters alongside the warriors. And here we got another 6 engines. Still pretty nasty because these guys with a bunch of keys can get pretty much every single tech. We're still going to try some Super Warriors towards the back. Here there is more stuff. We'll do 1 first, and if it's not enough, maybe throw 1 more. And later on some on this side. Select the other attack, we'll do 2 on the right, and then everyone else on the left. Because there's a lot of splash, we can take 3 heavy choppers, and see how it goes. Taking 2 on the far right, 1 over here, 2 on this side. And after a few seconds, dropping the lasers. We can do maybe 2 over here. We want to wait on this side because I think he has building damage, which means lasers will be 1 shot. So doing that maybe right now. And of course, Kavan on the left side. 1 critter early in case there's some Grens in bunkers. Even though we did lose a lot of lasers right there. But doing a few second wins, maybe 1 more right now. But as we approach the rest, we'll start doing Super Warriors. We can do 1 over here, hope the grappler stays distracted. But there is a bunch of stuff, so we'll just do 2 instead. We want to shock the grappler too because now it's looking at them. Oh, you see, they have enough health where they can deal with it. It's already a lot messier because lost a ton of lasers in the beginning using that GBE. And as soon as these engines go down, we can do our final flare. So get that going in just a few seconds. Even some more Super Warriors right here. Because even towards the back end, they do the same amount of damage as the bombers, so it's still a lot of work there. So even though a lot slower time, 238, might still be enough here. And this is also why I wanted to go to 7 early, because not having Super Warriors would take a long time and just be mad losing lasers and getting sub 2 minutes. Here we got rank 22 but a 7 ER. And since it's pretty bare, we can try using, again, Super Warriors for the last few engines. You gotta watch out for bombers because bombers and bunkers are a main threat. That one looks like, well, it could be Zooks, but either Zikas or a laser, maybe some cryos too. But we'll try to use some Super Warriors for these back ones. Otherwise, don't want to spend so much GB on heavy choppas, so we can take some clones instead. Over here, starting with a few heavy choppas, one clone on this side, and one clone over here, with just 2 lasers on the left and 2 on the right. We'll do Kavan on the right too, but just trying to save a little bit of GB, and then we start Super Warriors. So waiting a few more seconds, and now we can start right here. Maybe 1 on this side, 2 over here, and shocking that shock launcher. We'll see if we have to worry about the Jim Cannon, doing maybe 1 critter on it. Looks like it is gonna 2-shot Super Warriors, but they might be fast enough. 1 more shock on that shock launcher, another Super Warrior right here. I guess we should have done also on the top side so can get a critter going. And desperately need just 1 more shock right there, getting that right now. Doing our final flare maybe on this side. And of course it's not a bad time, but it looks like he was a secret player. Though that's still part of the reason that our next steps is picking up bombers. Because not only are they super good against Super Warriors, but also Seeks. And like we said, next steps is getting bombers, because just like how clones at the beginning of the season was good in both offense and defense, this should be the same case. But here we got another 7 ER. This one looks like maybe Grens or lasers and bunkers, but either way, using Super Warriors for these left ones. Because even one alone can get this one down, and these other guys. Just gotta worry about that shock launcher. Though maybe not the grappler. In fact, we can just send a few boats of HC's lasers on the top, and then delay stuff on the bottom. Maybe like 3 HCs and 1 laser up top, and then do a few rifles lasers on the bottom. See how that goes. So sending 1 flare early, dropping the HCs, can get the laser going too. And at least few Super Warriors on this side. We want to hold off here because save some shocks in that shock launcher. But as the flare is almost done, get the clones out, and the final 2 lasers. Get that right now. We should have enough GB, so maybe waiting for a few more buildings. And now we can do some more Super Warriors. Get a few going right now, shock in that shock launcher, and really just gotta wait for these engines. Top side looks okay, same with the bottom. Just gotta make sure we keep on shocking this shock launcher. And looks okay on the top side. Could do a critter to support. Maybe a few more critters on this side. It looks like all the engines are dying at the same time, 1 more on the left. It's satisfying when they all die at once. And getting a 3-minute time. A lot of attacks might get pretty close right now when we don't have a lot of defense. But things should change in the next few days. Though this is going to give us just enough for Diamond, finally getting that chest. And even if you can't hit Diamond with just Super Warriors, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. Again, our next steps is 1 getting bombers and 40 building health tomorrow. After that, would be finally back for Sky Shield. But I think we only have keys for something a bit cheaper, so we'll go back for some GBE. But once all that's done and through, we're pretty much at the end. Got a few more cool abilities we're going to get the next few days, and make our final good push of the season. So let me know how you like the Super Warrior hits, and the fact that there's a full reset coming next season. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.